Welcome, this is the Unit 6 Review Sheet Solution Tutorial. In this video, I will be covering the last two problems on the review sheet, which are questions number 9 and questions 10. Let's take a look at number 9. Number 9 asks us to find the value of x and y, also for us to name the type of triangle it is. So, let's take a look. Number 9. A, we have these two red marks here that tells us that these two sides are the same. So we can say that line BA, which is this line here, is going to be congruent to line BC because of that red line there. So automatically, because we see that two of the sides are congruent and the angle here is 50, we can call this an isosceles triangle. And there we can now solve, okay? From an isosceles triangle, we know that if these two sides are the same, so watch me draw the angles, right? So these two opposite angles are also going to be the same, okay? So if this is 50, this also has to be 50. So x is equal to 50, okay? So now that we know this, we need to get y. We know that inside a triangle, the total angles inside a triangle is equal to 180. So we can now solve. So 50 plus 50, because we know that x is equals to 50, plus y equals to 180. 50 plus 50 gets you 100, plus y equals to 180. We can then solve by subtracting 100 to both sides. This cancels, giving you y equals to 180. Subtract 100, getting you y equals to 80. So we can say that y equals to 80 degrees. Good. Let's take a look at B now. Notice that these two angles here are the same. So we can say that the angle E is going to equal to angle D, because these two angles are the same. And notice this is 140. We can also say this is also an isosceles triangle. Okay. Good. Now we can set up our equations like what we said before. We know that the total angles inside a triangle is equal to 180. Okay, so that allows us to set up our equation of y plus 140 is equal to 180. Y plus y gets you 2y. Bring everything else down, so plus 140 equals to 180. Now we subtract 140. This leaves you with a 2y. This cancels, equals to 40 degrees. Then we divide by 2. That gets you y equals to 20. Good. So we got the angles. Now we want to know about the sides here. Okay. The fact that this angle tells you about this side, this angle tells you about this side. Okay. That means that if these two angles are the same, these two sides have to be the same. Therefore, we can say x is equal to 5. Right? Let's see. Is there a question C? Yes, there is. Notice question C. The marks here indicates that the lines are the same. So here it looks like line GH, line HJ, and line JGJ are all the same because of that red mark. So line GH is equal to line HJ, which is equal to line GJ. If all three sides are the same, we call this a equilateral triangle. This allows us to now set it up. We know that all the angles here are the same, and this is special because they're all 60s in this case. So angle Y is equal to 60 degrees because that is the unique idea from an equilateral triangle. Next, we want to see that all the sides are the same. So this is equal to 14 because this is equal to 14. So the other side has to be equal to 14. All the sides have to be the same. So X is equal to 14. Good. Lastly, let's look at question 10. Question 10 is an error analysis question that asks us to describe and correct the error in finding the length of line BC. Notice that this is an this is an isosceles because these two angles are the same. So we can say two angles are the same. So this allows you to set up the isosceles property. Okay, so notice that if this is angle 5, right? Okay, this angle tells you about this angle tells you about this side, right? So if this is 5, this automatically has to be 5 because notice these two angles tells you about these two sides. Okay, so this is correct. Angle A does equal to angle C. Therefore, line AC, which is this one, AC, no, that's wrong. AC is down here. Look, do you see how AC is down here? So that's wrong. Is equal to BC. So BC is right here. AB is equal to it. So this should be crossed out. Okay, it should be line AB is equal to BC. Okay, so therefore BC should be equal to 5. All right, so there you go. We described and correct the error when we find the length of BC. Notice that these two angles will always tell you about the opposite side. So there you go. Those are your solutions for 9 and 10.